Hey guys, so in module 1 of this course, if you remember, I spoke about the 3 main buckets of email marketing. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build out a content calendar for any e-commerce brand. And I'm even going to give you the template that my agency uses in-house to manage this workflow, as you can see on screen right now. So this template, what it is, essentially is we basically populate all of our campaigns here. So if I were to show you like a live example, this, you can see this is like how we manage our campaigns for one of the brands that we essentially work with. And you can see we've used it for a very, very long time. Like all of these campaigns have been completed, etc., etc. And I've just blurred out all of the names for the other clients that we work with. But basically, I'm going to show you how to use this template. And if you want to get access to this, you just want to subscribe to my mailing list. I'll send you this as the lead magnet, as well as you get access to the e-commerce churn calculator, as well as a swipe file with over 250 email designs from a range of brands across a really wide range of niches as well. So you get access to that. Plus, I'm going to be adding more resources. And in order to create this template, you literally just want to click into it, and then you're going to want to be able to just copy it and duplicate it into your own systems, because I've turned on duplicating as a template. So yeah, use it. And if you see anyone else with this system, I can promise you they copied me. So yeah, anyways. So basically how this works is, let's say I want to populate the campaigns for the month of May. What I would literally do is click on add an item. Let's say I want to send a Thursday campaign, right? I would name this, I don't know, like May sales campaign. Obviously you would create like the angles itself. And then when it comes to the templates, I've also built out all of the different types of content you could actually produce as a brand. So, you know, if I were to add a new block, you can see, you can create like a flow, right? It'll give you all of the relevant templates for a flow. If you want to do a sponsored post or like a collaboration post, it would be this video, podcast, whatever like content you want to launch. So this calendar is actually more like a content calendar overall, as opposed to email specific. And the reason why I want to make it versatile is because obviously, you know, you want to manage everything in one location. It's going to make everything super simple. So, you know, let's say I want to do a flow. You can see it auto tags the type of content as a flow, and then you can assign it to whatever team member that you actually want. Media links. So this would be like your Figma links, your Google Drive links, if it was like video content or something. And then, yeah, like this would be the flows. You would upload the triggers, upload the filters, and then you would just create email 1, email 2. And in terms of the campaign side of things, it's literally you fill out the subject lines, you fill out the preview text, sender names, and then you write the copy of the body, right? And then you would assign this over to some sort of designer that you have in-house, and they would upload the designed version of the email right here in Media Link 1. So that's how you use a template, right? Because one of the key things to having great campaigns for your brand is consistency. And having a calendar allows you to be consistent because it tells you exactly when deadlines are supposed to be, and also helps you to keep your team accountable. If you see something is too close to the due date and it's still not done, you can kind of really quickly follow up. So yeah, that's essentially how that's going to work. Now, one of the biggest limiting beliefs around creating content calendars that you're going to run into most likely as a founder, because a lot of the clients that want to work with us prior, they were saying this as one of their biggest struggles, which was like coming up with original content ideas, right? Because a lot of founders, because you're so involved in the brand and you love it so much because it's your baby, you kind of have this focus because you think that you need to come up with original ideas all the time, and you can't repeat ideas because then your readers might think it's spammy, etc., etc. But this is such a limiting belief that I'm trying to break for you right now, because you need to think about it as if you're marketing to people who don't care nearly as much about your brand as you do. So a lot of times campaigns more so serve as reminders, which is why when we're running things like sales events and that kind of stuff, we're sending multiple reminders about the same offer, about the same topic, right? It's not necessarily going to be considered spammy. Of course, a very, like a sub 1% is going to unsubscribe and churn. That's absolutely inevitable. But you cannot think of repeating ideas as a bad thing, because people are not going to remember that you sent them a email talking about like the benefits of the product, like, I don't know, 3 weeks down the line type of thing. You know what I mean? Instead of thinking each campaign should be a piece of never before seen original content, instead you should think about it as reminders. So I guess the most concrete example I can give of this is if you guys run any form of Facebook or Instagram ads, one of the tabs you're gonna see, and even on Google, you're gonna be able to see a tab called frequency, right? Frequency is the number of times one specific person in this target audience has seen your ad. So if your frequency is above, let's say 2, that means the average person in this segment has seen your ads 2 times on average. And is that a bad thing? Like when you see that on the frequency tab? No, it's not. And especially in retargeting audiences and that kind of stuff, sometimes it goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Why is that? It's because nobody cares about your brand as much as you do. And you need multiple touch points with the same person in order to actually convince them to be a customer. So when it comes to content ideation, the biggest thing that you got to do is keep consistent, and then you can optimize the quality over time. Now, again, if you don't really have time to do this, or if you're a big enough brand where it makes sense for you guys to bring in experts to do this, feel free to book in a call with me. But yeah, like this is the template that we would use to manage our own clients with. Now, how does this workflow actually work? So once you write the copy, you then assign this to one of your team members, aka your designer, and then you would update the status from copywriting to graphic design, and once they design it, they put it in approval, and then someone on your team can get it implemented, right? So that's the entire workflow, and that's how we actually plan out content calendars. In terms of best practice, we found that planning everything out 2 to 4 weeks ahead of time in advance works the best. I know some clients that we've worked with or are working with likes to do like quarterly plans and that kind of stuff, but honestly, we found that a lot of the time, for example, especially in e-com, right? A shipment of product gets delayed, or like this launch gets delayed because the packaging at the manufacturer gets stuck, or like this pallet of product got stuck at customs, and there's just a lot of moving parts, right? So planning ahead too much can actually slow you guys down, because what would happen is you would design content that is like urgent in terms of, let's say, you need to push this product out and you design it with all dates in mind, etc., but then like Memorial Day comes around and you had a product delay, so you can't send it anymore because Memorial Day campaigns are more important, for example, right? So don't plan too far in advance. I would recommend 2 to 4 weeks, especially on the email side. In terms of other content, I'm not entirely sure how you guys want to plan it, because, for example, my YouTube videos, they're planned out very much so in advance type of thing, So yeah, this is the calendar that I use to manage my content for my clients and myself, and it's worked wonders. So if you guys want to rip this, literally just subscribe to my mailing list. I'll send this as the first link in the first email as like all of your opt-in bonuses. And in terms of content ideas, there's honestly only a few ways you can really go down, whether it's a more of a content piece or a sales-driven piece. And sales-driven piece, you can either sell through things like presenting unique selling points, benefits of the brand, describing like before-after transformation type of stories, or actually presenting offers or doing some sort of combination of both. Or you can do other content types like serving your customers, etc., I'm not gonna get into like all of the possible variations of content types out there, but the key belief to have is it's actually okay to repeat content. And if you just have that and understand that campaigns serve as a reminder to convince someone to go back on the website to purchase, then you're basically going to set yourself up for success. And if you have a solid content calendar that is easy to follow and a workflow that works for you, then you're going to have the consistency element as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm really excited to see you in the next module of this free email course that I'm pumping out on my YouTube channel. See you in the next